I do a little segment called We Got Your Mail. So I have set this whole platform up for a We Got Your Mail featuring Litt1eR3d. And I took some of the comments and the questions that she got. And some of these you have answered on Twitter, but some of them I saw you have not. So I'm going to read them out to you, and I think they're going to display at the bottom. They're going to so I do have the name of the person that tweeted it. So we'll be able to, put them on blast if we have to check anybody. But before, you know what? No, I'm going to go right into it because I was about to spoil something. But let me start for the first one. So there we go. So Louis_D_White, he says, the demon arises when they bring out the green, when the green case regarding that eye roll situation.
Oh my God, so many people have pointed out my eye roll.
That's, you know what, when I did that little pause before I showed you this, that's exactly what I was about to bring up. And I'm glad I made it the first one. So that was the thing that made me reach out to you, was the eye roll. Because my first question was gonna be, how long has Litt1eR3d been a sister? Because that eye roll came from way back in my neighborhood. It was perfect. I said,
oh God.
How I was telling everybody I could find. Look at that eye roll. That is textbok sister right there.
Oh,
is that standard? Yeah. Does that eye roll just come naturally?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I didn't realize that my eye roll was that strong. So many people pointed it out. People screenshotted it. I was like, okay, I didn't realize that my eyes went that far back in my head, but I guess they
thought about the, I think what he's talking about also is the, I thought about the Undertaker from WWE whenever he does his finishing move and does that. I was like, oh, you put the Undertaker to shame.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also because, like, most people, when they roll their eyes, you can still see, like, either their iris or their pupil.
There was no pupil at all. She went way back into her mind on exactly how to respond to this person that was annoying her. That's exactly what that was. What will I say to this person that won't put me in jail right now?
Right, yeah. Yeah, for real.
So, I mean, and it was strong. I even feared for my I said, oh, this is not going to end well. But so that's funny. That's the thing that you got the most feedback on. Was it?
It wasn't the thing I got the most feedback on, but it was the thing that I didn't think I would get feedback on.
I almost made that.
So like I thought people would give me like comments about like, or I mean I didn't really think that people would give me comments because I didn't think that many people would care about it. But
like I like those glasses and where'd you get that?
I mean like yeah, or like typical gamer girl commentary or typical like I can't believe this happened kind of thing, but really like the eye roll thing was like the least.
That's exactly how I almost did it. I almost contacted you. Oh my God, girl, that eye roll.
That eye roll. It's just so strong.
It was the strongest I've ever seen in a while. Okay, so at Scottman Grumpy says, wait, women's play the video game. So that's the kind of comments that you were getting. Wait, women's play the video games? So,
yeah.
He's obviously trying to troll you and mess with you.
Right. Yeah. And there were definitely comments that were like completely like satirical or sarcastic or like joking, like, haha, I'm gonna troll you. Like, girls don't play video games, enter SpongeBob dirt meme. Like, but there were definitely comments that were like way more serious that were like, this doesn't happen. You made this up. Like stuff like that. Like, so
like I think I saw one that said something like he was obviously just trying to help you. Then it almost made me feel like he was saying, well, why don't you smile more or something like that. That's exactly how it made me feel.
And there are a lot of comments. There's so many comments on the TikTok that like on TikTok that are just crazy. Like, maybe he didn't know what the color of the games were and he needed help. Why are you making fun of him? Like, why are you being hard on him? Or and other people are making excuses being like, well, moms and grandmas come in and don't know consoles, so you can't blame them for asking that question because I'm sure they say that to a lot of people. And I'm like, listen, I am not a mom nor a grandma. Like,
Why am
You
I being
shouldn't say
categorized?
that to me.
Why are you putting me in this group?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I think I saw that one. I know what you mean. The ones where they try to excuse or get into his head, play devil's advocate. Well,
Right,
maybe he just finished, explaining to a senior citizen, what the
right.
a
What the difference
console
between,
is
yeah,
and stuff. So he just decided, you know what, across the board, I'm just gonna any lady that comes in and asks. But you know what, then that's why I said it like that, because he probably still would not have done that if I would have been the very next customer. He would not have been green or blue,
you.
because I'll probably
It's
would have given him the same eye roll. So let's see. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Is it Texujinkin? Says, am I the only one who had in their head the entire time, cash me outside? How about that? Do you know what that's from?
I do. I do know what that's from. Oh God. I
How do
think
you
that was
feel?
from the eye roll. I think they saw the eye roll and they thought
Mhm.
I was gonna start a fight.
They,
Um,
I thought maybe he thought that you were probably like her hair is not red or anything like that, right? That
I think actually her hair is red now.
now
When she was, yeah, she
that's
like dyed
probably
it like fire red
trying to
and
steal your style.
trying to be I mean, I'm not trying to be a rapper, so she can have that.
But the eye roll is there, so we never know. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You never know. So we'll move on to the next one. At the Hunger Badger, I saw something similar in a GameStop. She was trying not to boil and keep calm. I was behind her when it was my turn to make my purchase. It continues. I told them it was rude and they shouldn't have acted like that. I left the 4-switch controller and some other accessories on the counter and walked out. So this is the kind of support that you were getting
Yeah.
from some gentleman on Twitter. Did you? I don't know if you remember this one, or did you respond to this one at all, or would you? What do you have?
I don't think I responded to this one, but I did. I also liked a bunch of stuff, like because I can't respond to everything, especially not at work because I don't want to get in trouble. But
Right.
I definitely liked a lot of like supportive or funny comments.
I think this was one of the ones you did like, because I know I saw that heart on it. Like, oh, thank you. But let's see. I won't just D2727. Even though I hate some of the people I have met at a GameStop, I really don't think any of them are that bleeping dumb. Well, sometimes they are. Sometimes they can be. I mean, yeah, everybody has a bad day, but come on, what do you think about that?
I mean, again, I think a lot of people who commented and were like, "This never happened" or "This doesn't happen." I don't think any of this is true. Calling me basically a liar. The problem is that like it was a skit. It was over dramatized. Like it was hammed up for comedy.
Right.
The stuff that's true in that exchange is that I, said that I wanted the game on PlayStation, and when he left and came back, he held up one version in PlayStation and one version in Xbox, and then proceeded to ask me, like, are your games at home blue or green? Like that, I can't make that up.
Do
Like,
you know what a video game is, ma'am? Is it this or is it?
Do you know the effort that it would take, like the creativity to make that up? I think people have too much faith in me. They have too much faith in the fact that they think I'm so creative that I would make that up.
Right.
Like,
No,
that
they say it all the time. Like real life is always funnier than anything somebody else can make up. It's true.
And like, I didn't have to like no one stared at each other, for long periods of time. I didn't have to say PlayStation 5 times.
Disclaimer, guys. This is what really happened. The eye roll only lasted like 2 seconds longer than what we saw.
Yeah, and I didn't have to use like the Valley girl voice to get the game.
That's what someone asked. I saw that. Did you really have to do the Valley Girl thing at the end?
I did not have to do that. I did have to tell the guy that I, had 2 consoles, and I was just trying to think of which one had more space, and I was trying to be nice about it because I didn't want to be rude. Because I often don't like being rude unless it's, definitely warranted.
Right.
But no, I didn't have to pretend to be like all girly girl and dumb to get a video game. Like,
could you imagine
that was for comedy.
Could you that was
Did ask me about the game colors. I didn't have to pretend to be someone else. Like, I guess that's where you can,
oh my goodness.
see what's real and what's not.
Like guys, okay, if your girls play video games as more probably at this point, because actually the scientists are saying that girls are even being born at a higher rate than boys are. So the gamers, it's going to be lopsided. There are more of them watching these type of movies that we claim that we like to watch, comic book stuff and games. Watch, it's going to be 51-49, and it's probably going to be 55, 45, and then next thing you know, the stereotype will be like, I'm sorry, sir, do you know what kind of game?
You know which one these go to? Yeah, like I said, like I told this story. A lot of people were also commenting on the fact that I start the skit by saying, "Can I get the new game?" Mm-hmm. And really, I said that because I didn't want to call out any specific game. I didn't want to like bring attention to any specific game on the market, so that that they didn't get hate, or I didn't want to say the wrong game that isn't found on Xbox, like just little things. You
should have said Hero's Duty from Wreck-It Ralph. That would have been funny. Can I get the new Hero's Duty?
Hero's Duty. But I tried to leave it vague, and so many people were like, well, your first problem was asking for the new game. And it's like, okay, well, in the real story, it was Spyro. Like, I was getting Spyro, okay? Like, if you really want to know what game I was trying to buy, it was Spyro. And for all the people who were like, well, why'd you go to, the store to buy it? Why didn't you buy it digitally? Because I wanted to sell it when I was done playing.
Exactly. Like, yeah, can she live? Can she just be?
Well, like, I think a lot of people buy their games digitally now, which is fine. I buy a lot of games digitally. But if I'm going to buy a game that I know I'm going to play and probably never touch ever again, I'm going to buy a physical copy so that I can sell it. Exactly. And then use that money to buy more video games.
Exactly. See, but real gamer, right there.
So this story is a bit old because it happened when Spyro came out, which was like last year.
Right.
And it was a story that I told on my stream. The day it happened, I like went on stream and I was like, "This is BS."
So I'm gonna have to find that stream. So you just went off, like, were you like still kind of riled up?
But yeah, I was like, guys, you like, I went to buy this game today and you'll never guess what happened. So it became like a joke on my channel. It became like a running meme on my channel about like blue versus green games. And a lot of my community members wanted to get me a t-shirt that says, I have a master's in game design, because I do. But like they wanted to get me that shirt so that whenever I had to go to a game store, I could just wear that shirt.
And so that way they'll know not to.
People won't talk down to me like I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my God, that would be funny. I wish if we lived in the same state, I would access me and my co-host here, Amanda. We do skits. We just started doing skits, so that would be something that I would love to be a part of. Like right before the guy's about to start mansplaining you video games, then I would come in and stop him. Like, no, chat, no. Check out the shirt.
Check out the shirt.
She's cool. She's good. She's good. I'm like, okay, here's your game.
But I went to school for this. I don't need to be like, you don't need to tell me the difference between a PlayStation and an Xbox. Okay.
Like, do you know how to turn it on, young lady? You're like, do you know I'm gonna punch you in the face, sir?
Exactly.
But let's see. Das Grisha. Sorry if I messed that up. That is funny, but why do you think he or she asked you that? Because it really happened before. So he/she assumed to ask dumb at this. Oh, that's right. It continues. I worked in a GameStop before, and the customers, when they are not truly gamers, they are effing idiots who don't listen to the employee at all. So we talked about that a little bit earlier. Yeah. That benefit of the doubt that some people try to give the man or woman who, but it was a guy.
It was a guy. And like I understand why he asked me if I was sure. Because so the exchange was like, can I get Spyro? He asked me what console I wanted it on. I did pause. I will admit I paused because I didn't realize it came on Xbox. All of the displays in the store were Spyro for PlayStation 4. And I came into the store getting it on PlayStation, like not thinking about Xbox. And so him saying that it came on a different console was very, it just took me by surprise.
Right.
So I like paused for a second, and then I had to think, like, I don't think I have space on my Xbox. And so once I had that thought process, I was like, no, I still want it on, like, I want it on PlayStation. And then he asked me if I was sure, to which I more confidently was like, yes, I want it on PlayStation. And then that's when he left to get the 2 game copies to ask me if my games at home were green or blue, which, I mean,
still was, like, it was still kind of messed up, because that's the only benefit of the doubt that I kind of would have given, would have been because you thought about it. But to defend you as well, he didn't know that you were thinking about it because of the whole space thing between the Xbox and whatnot. But still, he still should not have.
Like, you can even, like, he asked me if I was sure. He could have then asked me, you seem a little bit hesitant, like, are you, like, do you still want the PlayStation? Like, he could have asked so many other questions. He didn't need to take it to a place where you ask me if I know the colors of the game,
of the system, right? Exactly. Because he was totally thinking you probably only had one console and you were about to accidentally buy the wrong game, and then come back an hour later and be like, I bought this game yesterday.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Honestly, I left the store and I was like, you know what? I should have told him I wanted it on Switch. And like, it didn't come on Switch, but that would have been like if he was like, are your games at home green or blue? I should have been like, my games at home aren't either of those colors. It's on a handheld device.
I don't know what it's called, but I can switch it around a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know the name of it, but it switches things and
the controllers come out and then you can switch them back in.
I
should have I should have messed with him, but.
So do you think now, if you would have thought about the whole Valley Girl voice back then, do you think you would have did it?
No, probably not.
You would have did the whole mess with him on the third.
I probably would have messed with him, though. I probably would have been like, you know what, this dude deserves to be just trolled a little bit.
Take him down a peg.
Yeah, not like, because that's the thing, though. I don't like being degrading towards people. I don't like hating on people. But if he might need a little bit of trolling.
A little bit,
just a little twist of the knife.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. Not to like hurt him or anything like that. Just to jab him.
No yelling, no getting them in trouble. But I would have liked to just troll him a little bit and be like, I don't know. I actually am colorblind. I don't know.
That would have made him feel bad.
I don't know what games I have. Like. Be like, I only play Barbie Pet Rescue. Like, what console does that come on?
Hey, what's wrong with Barbie Pet Rescue?
Nothing. You get to save animals. But yeah, no.
But this, let's see. I'm going to say this right. Hibiscule seal. Is that it? As a former GameStop employee and a woman, I can confirm this happens all the wait for the eye roll time. So I could that was the one I wanted to end it on confirmation, because I know it happens. We all know it happens. So all those people that were trying to find an explanation or blame you for even telling the story. I mean, it's your story to tell. I mean, why not share it? It's your story.
And it's also, I think it's interesting that all the people that are getting kind of mad about it. It's like, I told it in a comedic way that doesn't call anyone out or hate on anyone. I'm not sitting there ranting about my mistreatment at a game store. Like, no.
I didn't get the manager.
I'm making light of a situation that, yes, is a problem. Yes, is not okay.
Right.
But rather than sit there and rant and complain on the internet and be like, I was treated unfairly, how dare you? Like, no, I'm just going to make a joke out of it, because is it a astronomical, horrific, like, ordeal that I really need, like, justice? Mm-hmm. No, it's not. It's a dumb interaction at a game store with someone who should know better but doesn't. And so I'm going to make fun like, I'm going to make fun of this situation. I'm going to make a joke out of it because it did happen to me and it's mine to make a joke out of. But I think people were taking it too seriously, which I think is interesting because the reason why I chose to have it be more of a skit rather than a story time was to make sure that people didn't take it too seriously. But, you know, it's the internet. You can't control
I think for the most part, people got it. But what I think what hasn't already happened yet, and I'm sure at some stores it is. It should be across the board, though, that that employees should not assume that a person does. If a person comes in and says, "I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm talking about," you know, that's one thing. But if a person seems pretty firm in their decision and whatnot, I mean, it's just not cool to second guess them. Just even if the reason is, "Oh, I don't want this guy or this lady to come back and 2 hours later saying that I purposely sold them the wrong thing." Hey, the customers all in that situation, like the customer's always right. They ask for what they want, you give it to them, then you didn't do anything wrong. But if you want to politely ask just some questions, like in a get to know you kind of way, "Oh, really? You got 2 consoles? That's cool." You know, so you want, you sure you don't want it for your Xbox? You might want it just for your PlayStation. Okay, well, there you go.
I think taking the assumption out of it helps because, like, I've also been to a store where I didn't know really much about what I was trying to get, and I asked questions, but they didn't, like, the dude that helped me then was not condescending. Like, he understood that I understood games, but just didn't because I was trying to get a Switch, and I didn't really know what accessories I needed or if I needed any accessories. I knew I wanted a Switch and I knew what games that went with it, which, you know, but I didn't know if I needed accessories. I didn't know if I needed any screen covers or stickers or whatever. So he helped me, but I asked for help. And instead of assuming what level gamer I was, he just answered the questions that I had and helped me out with what I needed. And that's what it should be. So I think it's when assumptions come into play, when you assume that someone is dumber than they are, rather than just try and ask and answer the questions that are, you know, at the surface.
It like reminds me of that old that the IT guy at whatever fill in the blank firm where somebody always messes up a computer and they have to call the IT guy, and it's that IT guy who knows he's the smartest one in the room, and it's like he's always being condescending or something like, "Oh, did you just download the screensaver toasters with wings? You shouldn't do that, okay? Because you're just gonna mess up the whole mainframe." And then it's like, dude, just fix the computer. But like that was funny what you said about the whole assuming the level of, maybe that guy should probably, you know, have a button on his shirt and like, you have to be at least a level 7 gamer to come to this counter, or you
have to be level 10 to talk to him because he will not talk to anybody else. Otherwise, he might say something that he'll regret. I don't know. Yeah. Exactly. Also, I mean, I went to a store in like a small town, like in the middle of nowhere, like you know, like.
Oh, that's what this store, the same store? Or?
Yeah. So there's so many variables at play.
But at the same time, I mean, people can go, maybe he was this, or maybe he was that, or maybe he was just rude, or maybe not. We don't know.
Maybe he just thinks girls don't know about gaming, and that's why I needed the T-shirt.
Right? Could you imagine, like, if that's so cute, you like to play video? Oh my. The rage. But no, but like you said, you didn't.
Which, I mean, a lot of women face when they go to stores like that, which is why we all buy digital. Like because a lot of times, you know, that's probably the worst thing that's ever been said to me at a store. And I mean, that's really not bad, but like, it's not great. It's probably the worst thing. I've also, you know, gone into a store just to browse, just to look at games, because sometimes, you know, you got to look at the physical copy to see if you want to get it. Like, just to browse, and you have multiple, 3 guys walk in, not a word is said. You walk in, hey, can I help you with something? No. Hey, do you need help with something? Are you sure you don't need help with anything? I mean, I was in a store for like maybe 20 minutes, and I honestly was just browsing. Wasn't looking for anything specific. Wasn't really planning on leaving with anything. I just wanted to look and see if there was something I might want to buy. And I must have been asked if I needed help 5 times.
Do you think it was they assume you just don't know what you're doing, or do you think it was, oh my God, there's a pretty girl in the store kind of a thing? Which one do you think it was more?
I mean, based on their level of concern, I think it was, I think they really thought I was like struggle bussing in the store,
like,
and just too afraid to ask for help.
Like, everything is so shiny. Oh my God.
Because like it got to a point where, it got to a point. Right.
Oh, go ahead.
It got to a point where they had asked me so many times that finally I was like, I didn't come in here for anything specific. I have like, this was back when I first got my PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I was like, I finally own a PlayStation and I'm just looking to see what games are out there for it. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not looking for anything specific. I don't need a specific game. I'm just browsing. And it got to a point where I had to say that because they kept asking me if I needed help so many times. And the second that I explained that, they left me alone. So that's why I think it was really like, they really thought I was like having a hard time in the store trying to find something.
Like, help, please, video game, what is it? No.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the my old comic book store I used to go to. I think it was a long time ago on a planet far away. It was I guess back when what happened to you last year was more common back in the day. And I remember shopping, and you would see a young lady walk in, and she could have been you as well. And the stigma there was just the fact that, you know, a pretty young girl would walk into the store, like, because all the ratio was like, this just never happens. Like, oh my God, what's going on? And nobody would talk to her or anything like that. They didn't bother her, but you could still see, I would be watching her, because you would see people like get kind of close and like adjusting books that needed no adjusting, and just looking like, and like, I felt like, oh, she's got to be creeped out. So I didn't want to add on to it, so I had to leave because it was just getting that creepy. That's why I asked, was it one thing or the other?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, yeah.
I know, because it still probably happens to even today. It's still having people get nervous. They don't know what to do. They're like, if I go over there, am I being too creepy? If I don't go over there, am I being creepy? You know, then they overthink it and stuff. Like, dude, just sell me the game. Just be cool.
Yeah, just be chill.
Just be chill about
it. Be chill.
Yeah, nothing else. So I guess that's the moral of it. Like I said, I appreciate your time on just talking to me about what happened, the whole backstory about where it all started. And congratulations for like making Twitter and TikTok like go crazy, because yeah, that was cool.
I have no words about it. Cool. Yeah, like, cool.
When's your next upload? Are you going to do it again?
I mean, like, I'm going to make more videos. I don't know if they'll be that poppin', but
just go.
I hope,
you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep making TikToks, I guess. I don't know if this encourages me to make more or makes me not want to make any more. I have no idea.
Do it.
I just hope that the clout transfers, because I'd love to see more people in my Twitch channel. So
yeah, go exactly. Go. Let's plug. Yeah, for everybody who we didn't get that many live questions. We got one person, the guy who told me about StreamYard and got me on here for the first time. He says, "Sup, folks?" Okay, so hey, Craig, the tech guy. So that was the only lot, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of follow up comments, and if there's any that are specific, I'll forward them to you.
Sure.
So anybody else that have any other questions that you want to ask Litt1eR3d, just you send them here, or you go straight to her channel at the same name, right? Twitter and Instagram at Litt1eR3d and the LITT, the number 1 letter ER3D. That's why I said I like this girl. See, like T3 Medias and Litt1eR3d.
Lead speak.
There we go. So and go check her out on Twitch. What is it? Twitch.tv /Litt1eR3d.
Yep.
Did I get that right? Awesome. I'll follow. I'm gonna hit the follow, and I'll be looking for your streams. But I got to get better at Twitch and become a better gamer. Like I said, you are the one who is the superior gamer. in this room right now. So I appreciate your time. And